get straight into it. Welcome, coaches and managers. So general competition info. There are 2 nights, Year 7 on a Tuesday night, Year 8 on a Thursday night. The 4 rounds will be the same for both. 4 o'clock is the start of the first round. 6:30 is the start of the last round, with the whole evening finishing 7:15. So just note that you will be on any of these 4 rounds, so just keep that in mind. There are traveling teams who will be kept off the 4 o'clock round. These are teams such as Kingsway or Wentworth, for example, that take a little bit of time to get here, to get through the school and after work traffic. They'll be kept off the 4 o'clock and play the later 3 rounds. The game times are 40-minute games, 4 10-minute quarters. The breaks are 2 minutes each, so 2-minute quarter, 2-minute half. And then between one game finishing, the next one starting is 4 minutes. We have a point system. This is only during the competition round. So 4 points for a win, 2 for a draw, 0 if you lose, and you can get a bonus. The bonus is awarded to the losing team if they score 3 goals or less of the winning. So if you lose and you score 4 points or more, then you won't get a bonus. This will automatically be applied. So if you want to have a look and see how many points you have, then on the draws where you find your games, there is a standings tab. It'll come up with a bunch of numbers and letters, and you just want to look for the one column that has B in it, and then that'll have your bonus points on there. The arena will be used for grade 1 teams, but only in the competition round. So if you make grade 1, you will be in the arena, but you will only be on the first 2 rounds. So the 4 o'clock and the 4:50, due to Club Premier 1 and Premier 2, they play the same night, and there is a crossover between the 5:40 round for intermediate and the first round, which starts at 7 o'clock for club. So I don't want any intermediate teams being rushed off. So if you are grade 1, you will play inside during the competition, but only on the first 2 rounds. Shifting on to grading. So grading is a bit different. Competition is 7 weeks, 7 weeks of games, semi and final. Grading is a 4-week period, 1 game per week. Teams will start from the previous Year 7, so 2024 Year 7 standings. So the 2025 Year 8 teams, they are last year's Year 7, so they will just continue from where they finished. The new 2025 Year 7 teams, they are from different schools, different teams with new players. So we will just go off the Year 7 teams. We can't really give an accurate starting point from where they came from in primary. There are no games in the arena. So during grading, everyone's going to be outside. Everyone's going to enjoy the sun or heck the wet weather. This is just to give teams an even playing field being outside, no advantages or disadvantages if they play grading in the arena. There are to be no draws during grading. So if within the last 30 seconds, so this is a scorer's mindset that they just need to get the hang of for grading, is that if within the last 30 seconds they feel that the game could finish in a draw, they need to let the umpires know so that the game can continue until the next successful goal is scored. So that's by the final hooter. If there is a draw, they must continue. The ball will just carry on from where it was once that hooter has gone off. So please no draws. Continue playing. If you are the next game on for that court, then come to the control room and we can just put you on another free court. There's normally about 5 courts at least. And then significant scores. So with grading, especially the first couple of weeks, there are teams who might score really, really high, and other teams that score really low. Please do not be disheartened. This is the nature with grading. It just means that you might have played a team that collectively is a stronger ability than your team, or not as strong as your team. So what we will do is we will just look at how that team is going and either shift them up higher on the grading format or lower. So we will look at those teams and those games with those big score differences. But not only that one game, we'll see how they've gone against another team, as well as we'll look at everyone, and hopefully throughout the grading, teams will be put into a grade that will have similar abilities. Any questions with that, just let me know. Game day. So this is what to do. So there's two things that I would ask of you to do on the day that you play, which is coming into the control room to check your team in and having your team attendance done on the My Netball Manager app. The control check-in is just telling the staff that you and your team are here. Sometimes there is a message to forward on, or if there's anything where we need to be in contact with you, big or small, if we know that you're here, we're able to come and talk to you a lot faster. And then team attendance, this is on the My Netball Manager app, which I will go over shortly. This needs to be done before the game, please. And then general nails cut, hair, any long hair, they're just tied back out of the way. And all jewellery needs to come off. The only thing that can be worn is a medical alert bracelet. This just needs to be taped down so it doesn't get caught on anything. But everything else needs to come off, nothing taped, otherwise they won't be allowed on court. With braces and casts, soft casts are okay. Those are no problem. However, if there's any part of it where is that up there? If there's any part of it that has a hard metal or hard plastic, then there is a chance they might not be able to play, just health and safety. If you're not sure, then just come to the control room. Come to the control room. We can confirm that for you. Hopefully Sharon's around. If you see her before coming to the control room, she'll be able to give you a definite yes or no. And then with your scorers after the game, they just needed to submit the score. And then all good, just clearing the space for the next team. Okay, so onto the My Netball Manager app. This is the app we will be using to score. So this is something to forward onto your team scorers. The special team code is something that is given to you from your coordinator. If you don't get it before game day, then we will have a big list in the control room. You can get it there. Or if someone who is just picking it up on the day, they can do so as well. Attendance is done on here, and you can also see past results, future draws. So once you have logged, if you haven't used the app before, then you do need to register. But this is just your first, last name, email address, and a password. So once you've done that and you've been given a code, then this is what's going to come up. So yeah, we've got the date, the teams, the time and the court. Select team for game is where you will complete your team attendance. And then obviously score game is where you will score your game. If you haven't, if you have yet to put your code in, once you have logged in, there should be either 3 white dots or 3 white lines. It depends on the phone, and that should be the place where you can put in your code. It'll come up with an option. Hopefully, if not, then try logging in, logging out. Sometimes the app is a little bit iffy, but yeah, try that and hopefully you can put your score in. These are the screens that will come up for you to do your attendance. So select team for game, ready to do your attendance. The first screen on the left is what's going to come up, which will be your own team. So To do that, you just select everyone who's here. If someone is away, then you don't need to click them. Then once you've done that, you'll press done. Then you'll get taken to this middle screen. You'll do your starting lineup and then submit team. And then that's it. You're all good to score your game. Now, if you have substitutes, what you'll do is you will go into the app, select team for game, select everyone from your team who was present on that day. And then in the bottom here, you'll press pick from other squad. Once you press that, you should be taken to the screen here on the right. You'll select the team that substitute is from, then select that player, select your lineup, and then submit team. So at the start, it would say pick or select team. Then that will change once submitted to edit team. So if need be, you can change any players. So if you just go back, so the score game, once you press that and you're ready to score, it'll come up with a centre pass screen. Just talk to the umpires so then both you and the opposition scorer are on the same page. You do need to press start to score the game. If you don't press start, you won't be able to put your goals in. So that needs to be pressed. There is a timer that can be ignored. Everyone's going to go off the main central timer, including the games inside. My team is where you do your substitute changes. So if you're swapping your goal attack from Sally to Lucy, then you go my team, goal attack. What did I say? Sally, swap with Lucy. Then the CP, so the orange means that it is that team centre pass. Just make sure that both scorers are the same and it is the same as the umpire direction of play. And then the goals. So goal, shoot, goal, goal, attack, goal. Say Mavericks shoot scores, you'll press GS goal. Maven GA score, you'll press GA goal. If you're not too sure about what position scored the goal, just press anyone as long as it's on the right side for the same team. If there is a mistake, so if someone accidentally presses goal shoot for the same team twice, all you need to do is just click on, so in the space here, the goals will pop up. All you need to do is click the goal. It'll come up with another screen to delete it, and then you'll just delete it. That can be done during the game or during the breaks, that's okay. And if there's a malfunction, it is a good thing to have someone else with the code, so 2 or 3 people just as a backup. If there is a malfunction, someone else can carry on scoring. Or there should be one scorer from each team, just follow along with the other person's phone, like you would with a scorecard like we used to do. Subs cannot be someone from a higher team. Subs cannot play down, they can only play up. However, with teams so with schools that might have only a few teams, for example, if there's a school with only 4 teams, they don't have a 5th team to pull up from. In this situation is the only time where a player can come down, but it should only be to fill any empty spaces within the team. So if you have 7 for your team, it's not great, but you do have 7 from your team. Maybe if you have 6, your team 4, there's no team 5, you can pull down from team 3 to fill that gap. But please talk to your coordinator or contact me just to ensure that everything is okay. And then alongside your normal team, any substitutes also need to be done through the My Netball Manager app. 3-up rule. Well, this is a little bit technical. The 3-up rule relates to grade 1 teams. So how do I explain this concisely? So if you are a grade 1 team, anyone who comes and plays up into your team can only do it twice. If a person who is not in grade 1 plays up into a grade 1 team 3 times, then that player is now considered a part of that grade 1 team, no longer able to play in their original team. If so, that's during competition, and then with grading, it's a little bit different, but not quite. So say example, if I'm in team 2, I play in team 1 during grading because they needed a sub, all good. If team 1 ends up making grade 1, then that one time I have filled in that team means that I have played up into a grade 1 team. I can go on this later in the end if you want me to, but just keep that in mind. Anytime that someone is playing up into a grade 1 team, then just be wary of who is playing up, because once they take the court 3 times, that person is now in that grade 1 team. I've said grade 1 a lot, so if you want me to go into it more, I'll do it at the end. Just be wary of who you're pulling up and who you're pulling in. With additional players, this is something else and is relative to those who join in later in the season. This means that, they have joined later in the season and they want to play for your team. They might have moved schools, so they need to register, just like any other player within your normal team. They need to fill a registration form as well as an additional player form and pay the fee of $10. Now, with grading, sometimes teams change or unfortunately withdraw, just the nature and how things are. But during the grading, the additional player form and fee does not exist. Once we go into the end of grading and into the competition, anyone who ends up joining your team at a later date who has not gone through the normal school trial process will need to fill out this form. But if you have anyone joining later, just flick me an email or flick your coordinator an email just to double check how to get them registered for your team. Everyone who wants to play here in Netball North Harbour has to be registered to play. They will be here for check-ins if you have any app scoring attendance questions, general queries on the competition or anything that's going on here at Harbour, and then any support that you might need on the night. They will be your go-to people for the competition. I do want to just highlight these 3 bold points: scoring attendance app, on-court support, and assist with umpires. With score codes, if your scorer has somehow been logged out or there is a new scorer on the night, tell them to come to the control room and we can give their code out. I'll have a full list for both competitions if need be. And then finding players not showing up on your app. So that either means they haven't registered, which means they won't be able to be put into your team, or they have registered, they just haven't been put into the team. So we'll check that they are registered with your school, and if so, we can put them on your school list, so hopefully they appear then. Otherwise, they might need to register. And then if they still don't appear, we'll just note them down in our communications book, and I'll follow that up with the school coordinator. If there's any on-court support. So if anything happens during the game, please come to the control room as the game's going on. There's little support that we can give if it's after the game. We can only give some advice and note it down, follow it up next week. So if you have any problems, players, umpires, spectators, anything like that, send someone during the game. Even if you want just a presence around the court, we can do that for you. Just cannot stress enough, come during the game, please. or send someone during the game. You'll be coaching, of course. Umpire assistance. So sometimes you have an umpire and they on the day say that they can't make it. What we can do is come to the control room. We will note it down. Sharon will have a list of all the teams. We'll note you down. If there's someone available, we will say, hey, you have Sally as your umpire, and she will come to the court. If there's no one available, then we will just make an announcement. Hopefully someone around is able to pick up your game. That's if you need an umpire. If you want someone to come out just to, I guess, give a bit of support or give some advice, then we can also do that too. It's the same as on-court support and problems during the night. Come out, we can just look at the situation, help best as we can, and hopefully things go smoothly from there. Usually when people come out and we go out in our red jackets, things kind of simmer down from that point. So hopefully everything goes okay if you do need our assistance with that. Anything major, it will be reported to the school, but nothing that extreme has had to be reported. Maybe within the time I've been here, one small thing. Following with umpires, hopefully you can do this, but you do need to supply your own. Whether this is self-organized, so if you know a friend, family member, anyone who would be keen to umpire for your team, go hard. If this is organized through the school, that's also really, really good. As the coach and manager, can you umpire? Yes and no. So during grading, we allow coaches and managers to help umpire their team. With the competition round, that does change. I do recommend following up with Sharon on this, but I know that once we move into the competition round, if you are a coach manager for your team and you end up needing to umpire for your own team because yours might have become shortly unavailable, then you will be considered an umpire and no longer a coach or manager, which means that you cannot join in team conversations or anything like that. If you do request one, we may be able to supply, but there's no guarantees. We don't have a big pool of umpires. We have a big pool of volunteers, and some weeks it's really good, we have lots, and in other weeks we don't. So if you ask for one, we can't guarantee, but we will do our best to try and find one for you. If we are able to give you an umpire, there is a fee of $10 cash, which just needs to be given to them before the game. And we just say before, sometimes they have games afterwards that they need to get to straight away. So in case we can supply, please pay the umpire $10 cash. And then umpires respect. So the umpire's call is the call, whether we agree with it or not. I know I don't agree with them sometimes, but they are the people who make the decisions and we've got to roll with it. If there's any time during the game where you want to question an umpire, then the only people who can talk to the umpire is the captain of your team. So this just avoids having a bunch of people going up to the umpire questioning anything. You can say to the captain, hey, can you go ask the umpire about this ruling? And then the captain can go up. So they are the only people who can approach the umpire after the game. Come to the control room, any issues, and we can support. Here is a contact for Sharon Fraser, who is our umpire coordinator, our umpire guru here at Netball North Harbour, Sharon at netballnorthharbour.co.nz. Court protocols. Okay, so we do have a side for teams and a side for spectators. It's probably the main thing that I want to just go over with for court protocols. We say teams are to be on the motorway side of the court and supporters are to be on the cricket field side of the court. Some people don't know what that means, and we say it and hope and pray everyone understands. But think of it as if you are looking at your court. Yeah, if you're looking at your court and the sideline you are on is closest to the motorway, then as the coach and manager, you are on the correct side. If you are looking at the court that you're playing on, the sideline that you are on is closest to the cricket field, which is over there, then you are on the spectator side. So the team bench is the sideline closest to the motorway. Everyone else, tell them to go on the other side. If you don't mind having all your supporters being around your team, then that's okay. But you do have priority over your team. You should be able to talk to everyone, talk to all your players without pulling them from their friends or their parents. And then the other thing is keeping the baseline clear of any bags, gear bags. Please have everything on the sideline, on the team bench side. Keep that clear for people to walk past and for umpires to get around the whole baseline of the court. And there's one more thing. Scorers. So there should be one scorer from each side. They stand in the middle of the court. So then both umpires have a central point to make sure that score is okay, direction of play is okay. That's for outside. With the arena, it's slightly different. There's only 2 courts, and the team benches are where the lines of brown chairs are. Court 1 is closest to the motorway, and court 2 is closest to the building. So whatever court you're on, your team bench is the brown chairs. And then with being inside, no food or drink allowed, so no hot chips, sandwiches, coffee, anything like that. Water bottles okay, containers with lollies, that's okay, they're sealed, but nothing else, please. And then umbrellas on the wet days, please keep them at the door. If we have water dragging on the court, it does get really, really slippery and really dangerous, so please keep them at the door to avoid as much water getting on the court as possible. So if there is an injury on the court, anyone who is on court can signal to the umpires that there is an injury. Sometimes the injured player cannot do that, so anyone on court. If once that is signaled, they'll stop time for a second to allow the player to come off the court as quickly and as safely as possible. The timer is central, so it will keep running. But there will be time stopped to let that player come off. In extreme circumstances where the game needs to be stopped completely, 2 things can happen. Someone from your side to come to the control room and someone to go to the sick clinic. let us know, and if you both agree, so both teams want to continue playing, then let us know if we can put you on another court. Otherwise, if you would like to stop, then the game can just stop where it is, and then the score will be taken from where the injury had happened. So there's two things that happens if it is a complete game stoppage. If you have any players with medical conditions, just be aware and have their medication on standby. If you or your manager don't have it on hand, then you know where their parent or caregiver is. So then, if need be, they can jump on or jump in and help. And then, yes, Sport Injury Clinic, they will be here throughout the whole competition until night. They'll be here for prelims as well. Go to them for ice. We used to have a bin in the control room, but we no longer do. There is pretty sure it's still there, but they had a bin that sits outside the control room for people to come grab bags of ice. So send your players there if they need some. And then also just general physio or medical care. Sporty app. So this is another app that may be useful to get. It is a quick access to news, updates, the website, and registrations that are open. I think we have a few courses, tournaments, and programs open. So if you're yet to download that, then I do recommend it. I do send out push notifications on the day just about attendance and check-in. So if you get this, then you'll be able to see all those. I'm not 100% sure because it used to come up on the My Netball Manager app, but you couldn't see the notification itself. So with this Sporty app, you will be able to see all of that information. Oh, duty night. Okay, so duty night is volunteering just a little bit of time on game night to help control staff with ensuring everything is going okay here at the courts, making sure that the environment is good. This is a roster that I will create soon. I just needed to wait for team registrations to finish. And each school will be rostered on a certain night. So there'll be a night for U7s, a night for U8s. The schools with a couple teams will be paired with another school and help each other out. This is self-organized within your school, or if you are paired with another school, that'll be with the assistance of you and the coordinator. It's not necessarily your job, might be a parent or a friend who was here on the night you might be coaching. But yeah, it's just to help monitor the courts, make sure everything's okay. If there is an emergency, then the control room staff have people to help assist them. Yeah, just things like that. The main nope, that's not the word. The main run-ins I had last year was bikes and scooters. These are not allowed on the court. And umbrellas in the arena. A lot of people were bringing those in. And then surprisingly, there were kids. Oh, not surprisingly, there were some kids climbing up the fence. Not allowed. It's quite obvious. So just things like that. So it's just volunteering. What happens normally is that every maybe 30 minutes, it's just a rotation during each round. There might be a round on, round off every 30 minutes. Have a chat with your coordinator. We'll have the roster out soon, so it's not anything to worry about right now. Cancellations. So netball is rarely cancelled. There has been, in my time here, maybe, I think, 2 cancellations. If there is a cancellation, a notice will be sent out by 2 o'clock. So hopefully just after that, everyone will know. It will be on all of our social media. I will send an alert on the Sporty app. It'll be updated on our website. So check all of those. Try hold off as best as you can, calling the office. And then just note that sometimes it is okay here at the courts if it's not okay somewhere else. So if anything, we will send an alert out by 2 p.m. latest on the day. If there is no notice, then the games will be going ahead. Oh, other notes. Almost finished. Almost finished. So time requests. These are to be sent in to the school coordinator and for netball related reasons only. So a netball related reason would be if you are coaching two teams, maybe you coach team 4 and team 5. They obviously can't play in the same round. So your request would be to have them on separate rounds. That is a netball related reason. If it is a reason such as I would like to play a later round because of a work event, that's not with Netball North Harbour. That is personal, so that just needs to be managed. They are to go through the school coordinator because there is a fee per request. So keep that in mind. If it is sent to me, then respectfully, I will be sending that to the school coordinator just so that they are aware. Any questions on that? Let me know. That includes school events. Now, this is probably something to discuss with your coordinator if there are things such as camps, productions that might clash, chat with them, see if there are players who can sub in so you're able to play your games. Otherwise, it will be a scheduled buy if you cannot field a team. Team meets. Please meet in the upstairs function room or on court. Try not meet in the cafe, especially on the weekdays. This is for people to eat their food, talk, maybe watch grade 1 teams, but don't have your team meets in the cafe, please. And then I've got 2 new things. So all teams in the arena will be live streamed. This is a subscription deal, so a yearly, monthly, or casual. This is not only intermediate, it is for all competitions that are playing inside this year. They will be live streamed. This is an opt-in, opt-out offer. So this is grade 1. If you make grade 1, you don't want to have your teams live streamed, then they won't be. That is totally up to you. I don't have a lot of information on there right now, but once we do get there, I will definitely send that through. But yeah, all teams will be live streamed in the arena, which I think is quite cool, especially if it's weeked. And then coaches and managers webpage. So this is a new page that has been set up. It's got info on a manager's role, things that you could do, some resources, and if you want to upskill in your coaching, then there are some coaching courses and coaching resources that you can have a look at as well. Regulations we have that we follow by Netball New Zealand. So all players must have at least half a game. It is up to you how you would like to mix that up. So half on, half off, quarter on, quarter off, as long as they get half game. Boys can play. We just say to not have more than 3, so max 3 at any one time on the court, and no 2 shooters in, no 2 in the shooting or defensive circle. So only 1 boy shooting, 1 boy defense, circle-wise. But other than that, boys can play. Once they get into college, that's when it gets a little bit technical. And then just players in general, they must play in their respective age groups. Year 7 and Year 7 comp, Year 8 and Year 8 comp, they are separate. No Year 6s into Year 7s, nope. No Year 7s into Year 8s, nope. I'm not too sure if a lot of people are aware of this. The minimum number of players needed to start a game is 5. When this happens, they usually get rid of the wings, so wing attack, wing D, gone. And then you can play with 5 for the game if you unfortunately need to. If there are any players that are just running late, start with 5. The 6th and 7th player, they can just jump in. They just need to tell the umpire that they are ready to jump on. They can't just run on the court. This would be during a penalty, like a obstruction, stepping, throw-in, and after a goal is scored. So you start with 5. Late players, just let the umpire know. If there are only 4 players, then there is a 5-minute grace period before the game is defaulted. So if you have players that are running late, or if you're confused as to why they haven't arrived at the court, then teams have 5 minutes into the start of the game. Come to the control room, let us know that this is the situation. We will check on you after 5 minutes. If you have your 5th, 6th, 7th player, then the game will continue as normal. Otherwise, it will be a defaulted game. Any questions on that? Let me know. These are our dates. Grading starts on the 6th of May for Year 7 and the 8th of May for Year 8. 4 weeks of grading. The break or game 5. This is just if, so everyone is going to have a break that week unless I need you to play another game just to finalize grades. I will let you know if that is the case after grading game 4. If you don't get contacted, then you will have a break on the 3rd or 5th of June. So 4 weeks grading, break, competition for 7 weeks, and then a semi and a final. The saver day is if a game gets cancelled. So if a game gets cancelled, the game that was set to play for that date will just get shifted to the following week, and then so on and so forth. Other dates. AIMS. AIMS is at the very end of our competition, so keep that in mind. But if you're looking to go to that, I hope you do enjoy yourself. Have fun. Enjoy watching all the other codes. It'll be a great time. And then prize giving. So teams will be invited, the winners, grade winners, and runners up for all grades. We have the pre-season tournament that is currently open for registrations. They will close on Friday, the 28th of April. So next week, I believe, if that's correct. This is for Year 7, Year 8, Year 9, Year 10 teams. They don't have to be your set school team. They can be a bunch of friends just having a run together. It's just a chance for teams to jump on the court, have a bit of game time before we start the actual season. We have then the mid-season tournament, same as pre-season, just the middle of the season. And then the intermediate zone day. This is hosted here in Netball North Harbour, but it is organised through your school. This is not a Netball North Harbour organised event. So if you have questions on that, please contact your school coordinator.